Hello everyone. I've got a PCB Toolkit update for you as promised per the LinkedIn post and the X post. Version 8.4 is coming out here pretty soon. It's December 9th today. I'm trying to wrap things up before the end of the year. I've got some bug fixes to look into, working on the new splash screen, and just overall verification of the toolkit. I wanted to get this out there to show you. Oh, and I got my Christmas tie on too. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to close up shop here. So let me get into this here. Previous versions of the PCB Toolkit had a separate tab called the crosstalk calculator. It was in there for a couple of years. I'd have to look into it. Doesn't matter. It was in there for a little while. Over the course of it being in there, I received emails from engineers, and I'm looking into this myself, and it just seemed like the math was suspect. I'm not going to get into where it came from, but the math seemed suspect in this formula. It wasn't my formula. It was a formula that I had gotten from a white paper. So again, I looked into it. It looked suspect. I depreciated it in the PCB Toolkit previous versions. I had told people this is going away. It went away. Well, people really wanted it back. Suspect and all, they wanted it back because even though the math might not be right on the money, it was close enough for people to get a ballpark figure or an idea of which way the crosstalk is going based on dielectric thicknesses and voltages and whatnot. So it was a useful rule of thumb or guide for people. So I put it back in, but I put it into a menu item called unsupported, and we'll get into that here in a second. We'll get into it right now. I'll open up the PCB Toolkit. I'm working on a new splash screen, Saturn Nitro. By all means, go buy 100 Saturn Nitros. They're fantastic, fantastic system on a module. That's the latest PCB or Saturn PCB product that I'm going to be pushing pretty hard here. So we go into program functions, unsupported, crosstalk calculator. It is now a standalone tab here. It has a standalone material selection, and it works exactly like the previous, or I'm sorry, the main window. I actually just copied and pasted it from the main window. I had originally tied this, I didn't have this in here, and I had the main window material selection used in the calculation, but it became a little too difficult because not everything uses the material selection, and so what I did is I said, well, I'll fix it by when you open up the crosstalk calculator, it just it forces you over to the differential pairs calculator, which does have it, and the differential pairs is a bit of an analogous tool to the crosstalk calculator, so I thought it made sense. And then I said, you know what, forget that, let's just put this in here. So now it is a standalone tool form that you can use, you can leave open. I'm going to have to look into the print function. I'm not sure about that yet. Again, it's not complete. I'm just trying to wrap things up here for the end of the year. You'll notice these things. What is that all about? Well, customer wanted microns, so I put it in, and it was a lot of code. A lot of code to put in microns. You'll notice now that the inputs, when in metric mode, if you're using imperial mode like me, it doesn't matter. It only matters in metric mode. So go to conductor properties. That's one that has an output. You'll see that my square millimeters changes to square microns. I do not use microns. Nothing wrong with them. I just don't use them. I use imperial for the most part. So there may very well be a bug or two in that aspect of the toolkit. I've spent a lot of hours debugging and verifying everything. I'm pretty sure it's rock solid. I haven't seen any major issues with it, but by all means, if you find something related to the microns or the comma use for the decimal point, by all means, send it over to me and I'll investigate that. Let's see, we can close that. I made the picture vertical instead of horizontal as it used to be. Let's see here. I'm weighing the option of leaving the program options open. In all previous versions, when you fired off the program options, it disabled the main window. And I wanted to keep people from accidentally coming over here and maybe selecting something or changing something that was in conflict with the program options. I'm weighing leaving that open. See, now you can play with it and you can change things. I haven't decided if I'm going to leave that open yet. I think I will. If anybody, again, if I leave it open and anyone comes across some error related to this program options being open, by all means send it over to me and I will investigate that as well. Again, the program options here, metric options, use microns. It's all right there. One other thing I added per customer request was in the VIA, in the VIA calculator and in the conductor properties calculator, I now have a J, which is maximum current density, or current density in amps per square meter. You can go over to conductor properties and you'll see it down here as well, amps per square meter. One of the customers one of the users, I should say, one of the PCB Toolkit users requested I put that in there. Let's see here. A number of other bug fixes, minor bug fixes. Let's see, pad stack calculator. We can see here. Yeah, I'm surprised. I don't get a lot of. I was really proud of this whole pad stack calculator option. I don't get too much feedback on it. This picture, if anybody remembers the old OrCAD, before it was OrCAD, it was called Mastech. This was actually the picture of the VIA in Mastech. I think it was 7 point something was the. Well, they ended up with version 9, but this was back when it was version 7. Anyway, no one cares. BGA land size, again, micrometers, conductors, all of that good stuff. Microns to millimeters, corner to corner, microns to millimeters. Good to go. Ohm's law. Let's see here. Was there anything else? The fusing current also got updated. I believe that is everything related to new additions. The rest, like I said, was there's still a couple of bugs I have, or not bugs, there's changes I have to make. And I should be good to go with that. So, anyways, thank you very much. If anyone has any issues or questions, feel free to send an email to sales@saturnpcb.com. Have a good day.